So today in this video, we're talking about sugar dating. What the hell is that? And we're going to be specifically looking into what that means for a guy like my age. And so older guys, does sugar dating work for guys my age? What is it? And is it the same thing as prostitution? We'll be answering those questions and more in this video. Hi, I'm Jeff Campbell from DivorcedParentsClub.com, and I'm on a mission to help other people work through some of the challenges that come with divorce, dealing with the ex, dating after divorce, and co-parenting with the ex. So we're getting into sugar dating though, which is something that young women and older guys typically get into if they're looking for more of a business kind of arrangement for their dating life rather than just using Match.com or eHarmony or something like that. So let's define what sugar dating is if you're not already familiar with it. This will be brief though, just in case you are familiar with what that is. But it's basically when a young girl and an older guy decide to date and there's a financial arrangement and agreement that they come to in order for her to spend her time with him. So the first question people ask naturally is, well, is that prostitution? Or, is the guy paying for sex? Is the short answer. And it's a gray area, I'm going to be honest with you. There are definitely some women on the sugar dating websites out there. Seeking.com is probably the biggest one. There are definitely some women that expect a monthly allowance in exchange for their time, and often, but not necessarily, that time does include having sex. So in a way, it is the same as prostitution. However, there's some key distinctions here. For one, if you've been in any sort of relationship, you know that you spend money on the other person, buying them gifts, taking them to dinner, buying them drinks, or whatever it is. That's true if you're in a relationship or you're dating. You are spending money on the other person. The man in this case is definitely spending money on his girlfriend, his date, his wife, etc. So how is that any different? I think the key difference is that there are some expectations in sugar dating. There's an expectation from the woman of getting some sort of monthly allowance or financial assistance, that kind of thing. And there's an expectation with the guy probably of sex being involved. So it's kind of a gray area in my opinion. The next question people want to know is, well, how old are sugar daddies? That's what they call the guy involved in this kind of situation. The average age for a sugar daddy is 45. So at 57, I'm definitely a little old there. Of course, the man is wealthy and successful and has a busy career, that kind of thing. And that's what is attracting them to these younger women. They're successful, driven guys who make a lot of money, essentially. Now, interestingly enough, 35% of the average sugar daddies out there are actually married. So this is kind of like what you see in some of the old mob movies where like the married gangster has a side chick, essentially, but a regular side chick that he's constantly doing things with when he's not with his wife. So 35% of the time, that is true here. Now, in my case, I wouldn't be looking for a situation like that. I don't know that I'm looking for a situation like this anyway, but I'm divorced. But 35% of the sugar daddies out there are in fact married. Now, how old are the women? How old are these sugar babies, as they're called, in a sugar dating relationship? The average age is 26, but on the Seeking.com site, you can see girls as young as 18, and you see some that are much older than that. But 26 is the average age. So we're talking about a 26-year-old girl wanting to date a 45-year-old guy. So somewhere in that 20-year age range spread is what is most common on sugar dating websites. So what do sugar daddies want, the guys involved in this transaction? Well, they want fun. They want to have fun. They want to have companionship. They definitely do, in most cases, want to have sex as well. But they also they have a lot of experience and knowledge, and they want to share that and mentor these young girls in some way. And you see that a lot on the seeking.com site. You see women that are looking to be mentored. Maybe they want to start their own business. Maybe they already have one and they want to know how to grow it. And they're looking for that mentorship from their sugar daddy. So that's one of the things that the guys involved like to share. And that's one of the things that a lot of the women involved want to receive, is that what do the sugar babies, as they're called, want? Well, the sugar babies are definitely usually looking for some level of financial assistance. What does that look like? Well, it could just look like they want someone to take them out to nice restaurants and buy them drinks and occasionally take them shopping and things like that. That's more of what a boyfriend would do. That's more, I don't know what the right word is. That's more of an organic level of transaction, something I actually prefer. Whereas there are some women on seeking.com who are clear that they want a monthly allowance. What does that mean? Well, the average monthly allowance that sugar daddies pay to sugar babies is actually $4,200 a month. Not something I'm looking for, but that is the average. But I have seen things on seeking.com as low as $1,000 a month, up to $5,000 a month. But on seeking.com, it's actually forbidden to specifically ask for money like that. So it's just something that I've kind of learned in doing some research for this video. You won't actually see those numbers on the website. But again, $4,200 is the actual average monthly allowance that sugar daddies tend to pay their sugar babies. And then the last thing I want to cover is you'll see the term salt daddy when you Google this, if you're Googling this. And I wanted to clarify what that was. And that's basically a guy who is pretending to be rich. When you fill out a profile on seeking.com, it asks you for what your annual salary is and your net worth and things like that. And you can actually have them verify that by somehow linking your banking stuff up like that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but you can actually verify that. But salt daddies are people who pretend to be wealthy. Why would they do that? Well, the answer is probably kind of obvious. They want to have sex with these young girls, and they want to pretend to be wealthy, which is what's attracting these young girls to them, in order to have sex. Now, how often does that work? I don't know. I'm not using this site for that purpose, so I haven't actually tested it out. What I have heard, though, because I've watched some other YouTube videos about this, what I have heard is that most of the time, it's the new girls, the younger girls that just signed up, who don't know all the ins and outs of sugar dating yet, who are most susceptible to this kind of thing. The girls that have been on the sites for a few years, who've had a few different sugar daddies over the course of time, have probably learned all of these different kind of things to sort of kind of keep them safe and to keep them actually meeting guys who are actually looking for what they want and what they want to receive. And so they've learned to navigate that essentially. But salt daddies are basically guys that are lying to prey on young girls in order to have sex with them. Not a particularly honorable thing. I think you'll agree with me. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button and the bell notification button too. That way you get notified of future videos just like this one. And if you have an idea for a future video that you'd like to see me cover, please leave that in the comments down below. But for now, I'll see you later.